Costume designer Edith Head won 8 Academy Awards. She dressed Hollywood royalty for over 50 years. And in her book, How to Dress for Success, she explains the formula to looking elegant. And I found 3 things from this that I wanted to share with you today. The first is about why neutrals are really important to having that quiet luxury look. And the second is the line and design of your outfit and how that's what really makes it look expensive. And then the last is the importance of accessories in that look. So nobody said this better than Edith Head. So I'm going to read you that part before I share all that. And by the way, if you don't know me, I'm April Clemmer. I am a personal stylist based in Los Angeles, and I'm also a Hollywood and fashion historian. So welcome. And let's see what Edith Head has to say about looking elegant, especially in what she calls the elegant colors. In the wardrobes of most well-dressed women, you will notice a predominance of marvelous neutrals, colors that are quiet and unassuming in themselves, but permit beauty of line and design to show through because they do not call attention to themselves. They are the quiet beiges, the heathery tones of gray, white, off-white, and of course, basic black. These are the colors that know no season or good fashion every year. They are fundamentals in the wardrobes of movie stars and women of fashion everywhere in the world. In the closet of the average woman who dresses on a budget, they present the advantage of economy because they form the background for endless versatility through the addition of different accessories. They lend themselves to the quick change sorcery of bright scarves, dramatic jewelry, colorful hats that keep them looking ever different, ever new. So here is what you can take away from this passage in looking elegant. Now, I've mentioned neutrals, and the reason that neutrals are so important to this look is really because they're easier to work with than colors or prints. So, for example, if you're working with color, then you need to make sure the dye took completely across the fabric. You have to be sure it's not too garish for what you're going for in your look. And neutrals are just a lot easier. They're more forgiving with tailoring. They just hide a multitude of sins. And prints are tricky. It's actually, I think, hard to make a print really timeless and classic. And then even if you manage to pull that off, you have to line it up in the seams when you are creating the garment, because if you don't, then it just sort of throws things off and it looks cheap. So that's why the neutrals are the preferred choice for looking elegant. That doesn't mean you have to use them. It's just easier. The second thing that Edith had talked about that I found so interesting was how the line and design is allowed to show through when you are wearing these neutrals. So the line is just the way that your eye flows as you're looking at an outfit. So you want a start and an end point, and between that you want a nice flow. So it's just about symmetry. It's about the line being smooth. You don't want your silhouette to be like boxy, or you don't want it to fit improperly and it bunch up, and just the more it's chopped up and weird, the more chaotic it looks. And that's why when we think of elegance, we think of simplicity in a very simple line. So that is one thing to really keep in mind when you are selecting something to dress very elegantly, is that you want to have that kind of symmetry. And that's actually why people really love the hourglass silhouette. And that's why it keeps coming back around in fashion, because it is symmetrical and there's a nice line for your eye to follow. So that is the second thing that's really important when you're looking elegant. And the third thing is to not forget to add accessories. And I think the main problem that we had when quiet luxury was so hot is that it looked boring. That was the main complaint, is that people were bored with the look. And I think it's because we forgot to add the accessories and the things that make it about you. So for instance, if we're so focused on recreating this perfect Pinterest outfit, and we get the top and we get the bottom and the shoes, but you might forget what drew you to the picture in the first place was all of that put together, and then there was a simple cuff bracelet or a pair of earrings or something interesting about it that gave you a little clue as to the personality of the wearer, or just made the outfit a little more interesting, gave your eyes something to go to. So it's really important to inject your own personality into your outfit, no matter how simple it is, because That's the point, is we're dressing to communicate, to express ourselves, and to reflect our personalities back to other people. And you can't do that when you're wearing a uniform that everyone else is wearing. So this is how you can take something and make it your own. So never forget the accessories. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you really enjoyed it. Again, my name is April Clemmer, and I will be back soon with more tips on how to take timeless style from classic Hollywood and inject it into your modern day wardrobe. Like and subscribe if you liked this video, and I'll see you again soon.